Good morning, friends. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is EV batteries and charging systems, with a focus on the latter. Now, at this time, there are four major markets in the world for electric vehicles: North America, Japan, the European Union, and China, all of which have different electrical standards and use different plug-in connectors. EV charging is a complicated subject, and I'll do my best today to bring some clarity to the topic by focusing primarily on charging systems used in North America, the US and Canada. In other words, John Bogna, writing at 𝐓𝐼𝐍𝐼.com, explained that the length of time needed to charge an EV depends on the type of charging system used, type 1, type 2, or type 3. And I can tell you it also depends on a lot more. Between these three types of charging, there are at this time in the world 4 types of AC charging plugs and 4 types of DC charging plugs. And this doesn't even include Tesla's proprietary connectors. Type 1 and type 2 chargers use AC electricity only and exclusively. Type 3 chargers, on the other hand, primarily use DC power. However, sometimes AC electricity is used in combination with DC electricity to achieve even faster charging rates. That's in these type 3 chargers. Regarding Tesla, their plugs are also built to accept AC and DC power and come with adapters for use with other charging networks. I'll tell you more about them later. Now, type 1 chargers are simply regular home AC wall outlets and may take roughly 20 hours for a 120-mile charge on an electric vehicle. This type of charger can also work well for overnight charges on the smaller battery packs that are found in some hybrid electric vehicles. Type 2 chargers are those found in most public charging stations. They deliver 240 volts of AC power and have a special type of plug-in connector called the J1772. That is the standard for all electric vehicles actually sold in North America. Type 2 chargers may also be installed in home garages for convenience. Charging speed depends on a number of factors, including capacity of the local electrical grid, which is very important. Now, the cost at Amazon for these is around $500 or $600, though local electric companies often offer huge rebates or install them for free. Type 3 chargers, also known as DC fast charge, DCFC, chargers provide the quickest juice up of all and have special connecting plugs. There are 3 types of type 3 chargers at this time. I'll give you insight into all 3 of them. First, there's the CCS, which stands for Combined Charging System, which is also known as the Combo Charging System, and it's used in North America. The CCS connector is shown at left below, and it combines the J1772 AC connector with a DC plug into a single connector that will deliver extra power up to 350 watts. Now, just for example, also for additional information, the European Union combo plug at the right below is the EU variant that has 2 additional DC contacts, which I am told allows even higher power DC charging. Now, a second type of type 3 is the CHAdeMO. It's used mostly in Japan, but it's also available in North America. It's an abbreviation of charge de move. Sounds French, but it's a name that's actually derived from a Japanese phrase that translates to "how about a cup of tea," referring to the time it would take to charge an EV. As of June 2018, CHAdeMO allowed up to 400 kilowatt charging and aims to ultimately increase that to 900 kilowatt level. That is big. The CHAdeMO plug is shown at the left below, along with the previously described CCS plug and the middle and the European Union combo plug at the right. The Tesla plug is the third type of type 3 connectors. It works with both the company's Type 2 charging network and its Type 3 supercharger stations. It's approved for use in all regions of the world except the European Union, and that only because of the voltage difference. And I think you know about that. This proprietary Tesla connector accepts all voltages. It's very simple. So there's no need to have another connector like those shown previously. Tesla installs and maintains these DC fast chargers called superchargers for the exclusive use of Tesla customers. Charging time varies for numerous reasons, but can be as little as a half hour and could be quite long in many cases. Our son Steve is a scientist and the CEO of 𝐓𝐼𝐍𝐼 in Louisville, Colorado. So what does this have to do with EV charging? Well, Steve explains it this way. 𝐓𝐼𝐍𝐼 is commercializing a clean sheet redesign of water electrolysis to create the ideal platform for producing green hydrogen at scale. And that really means at a very large scale. Green hydrogen is predicted to be vital for industrial sectors that can't be directly electrified, such as long duration energy storage for the power grid and in numerous other areas in industry worldwide. That's kind of a complicated sentence, but it makes the story. Green hydrogen is defined as hydrogen produced by splitting water into its H2 and O2 components using renewable energy. That's the important part. In a net zero world, in which most world governments have agreed to achieve by 2050, approximately 15 to 20% of all electricity produced will be used to power electrolyzers to make green hydrogen. Since solar and wind are now the least expensive methods of producing electricity, they will play the leading role for powering our grid and consequently for charging EVs. So now you know why I led you down this path. Thanks, Steve, for those comments. To understand why this is important, for example, one needs to understand the huge impact on the local electrical grid alone that simultaneous charging of a number of EVs using, for example, Type 3 quick chargers at 400 kilowatts would have. Each 400 kilowatt charger draws 40,000 watts. That's 0.4 megawatts. It's the equivalent of powering 4,100 watt light bulbs. Now, 100 EVs charging would draw 40 million watts, which is 40 megawatts, which would be quite noticeable in its burden on most local electric grids and regional and national as well. Now, think, for example, of 1,000 EVs charging at once. It's a humongous load on the grid. The exploding market for EVs and the consequent need for charging them will most certainly change the world we live in today. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today, and I'm sticking with it because my son approved of it. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and if there's some juice still left in the turnip, we'll see you next week.
I hear you.
Good morning, all. 3 Windows tips today are basically on using the taskbar. And first one is arrange windows. And you can do so by using a applet that's actually in by right-clicking on the taskbar. So in addition to Snap, you can always arrange your windows in other ways. If you right-click on your taskbar, you'll reveal 3 Windows arrangement schemes, namely Cascade Windows, Stack Windows, and Show Windows side by side. And you can see here this is Cascade, Show Windows Stack, Show Windows side by side. And what that actually means is that this is a cascading window. So say, for instance, if you're a multitasker and you might have several different windows going all at once, you can quickly see what is behind each window by just choosing the cascade window. Say, for instance, you want to stack them on top of one another. You can put them in this manner where you can have three different views on one side, and then not only that, you can have a side-by-side view as well. And those are all available from using just right-clicking on your taskbar and selecting those options. The other tip is the notification area. This is fairly talked about. I don't think many people actually use it, but there is some benefit. Uh, it provides a temporary source for your notification status, and it's that area that pops up occasionally if you have your notifications turned on. It will pop up and show you what's taking place. But below that are some tiles that can be used to display quick actions. If you want to quickly be able uh, to have no presence on your desktop, such for the battery level, the volume control, or network status, you can use it by using these little tiles here. And you can customize those very easily. If you just click on any one of the notification icons that's here, just right click, and you will then get something that says edit quick actions. And then from there, you want to click on the plus sign, and then you'll see some choices like Bluetooth, having a toggle for to turn your Bluetooth on and off, one for your brightness, one for night light, rotation lock, tablet mode, Wi-Fi. So you can quickly get to those just by using those tiles that are there, and you just select them and then click on done, and you have tablets. Now, when they're active, they'll be blue. When they're not active, they'll be gray. And the third one is jump lists. This is something I really like a lot, is that you can enable jump lists to save yourself considerable amount of time by opening your settings app and go to the start menu, and then go to the personalization, start, and enable the last option if you wish to use the jump list on your start menu and taskbar. And what that gives you when you hover over or right click on the icon, it will give you all the information that you have visited, the top sites that I've gone to. These are ones that were closed. And then, of course, you have the tasks below that. This is the one that is the jump list for Microsoft Edge. Say, for instance, if I was using Microsoft Word, you can see here, here's all the different documents I've used in a period of time. And all I have to do is just click on those and they will launch. I don't have to go to all apps or any of that. It's that these will appear and be available for your use. So the three tips today, I think will really help you work with Windows, and they're quite easily to learn, and give them a try.
The incidence of atrial fibrillation goes up exponentially with age. If you have atrial fibrillation, then you are 5 times likely to have a stroke. My patients always ask me, will I be able to drive again? Will I be able to come home? Or will I have to go to extended care? So identifying atrial fibrillation is so important. And we have 3 watches that will do this for us. We have the Apple Watch Series 4 to 7. We have the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 and 4. And we have the Fitbit Sense. These have all been approved by the FDA and work exactly the same way. You start to feel symptoms, you do an ECG on your watch, and it will tell you if you have atrial fibrillation or not. The problem with atrial fibrillation is a lot of patients don't have symptoms, so they never know that they actually have this. And the first time is when they present in the emergency department with a stroke. That is why I'm so excited about 𝐼RN, Fitbit Irregular Rhythm Notification. This is a new app that has just been released and approved by the FDA in April 2022. Let me tell you about it today. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. I am a senior, I am a retired physician, and I make videos about your health. If you want to see more videos like this, you know the routine. Just go down below and click the subscribe. And next to the subscribe, you'll see a little button called notification. If you click that, we'll send you notification when a new video is made. The early detection and treatment of atrial fibrillation can prevent stroke. This is so important with our age group. So let me tell you why I'm so excited about 𝐼RN. Many patients with atrial fibrillation don't know they have it. It's what we call asymptomatic. The first presenting symptoms are a stroke when they present in the emergency department. Further evaluation reveals, in fact, they do have atrial fibrillation. That is the problem with using your smartwatch to diagnose atrial fibrillation. You actually have to initiate the ECG app when you feel symptoms. So if you don't have any symptoms, you're not going to push the button to initiate the diagnostic test. So 𝐼RN, which is the Fitbit Irregular Rhythm Notification, works 24/7. It records your heartbeat in the background, it analyzes it, and it then notifies you. So it records it, analyzes it, and notifies you. This has just been approved by the FDA in the United States only. It will be a slow rollout over the next few months. Now, it's not just the Fitbit Sense that supports the irregular rhythm notification, but also the Charge 3, 4, and 5, the Fitbit Inspire, the Fitbit Sense, and of course the Fitbit Versa 2 and 3. I've put a list in the notes here of the supported devices at present. Now, how do you get the 𝐼RN app? Well, you need to go to your phone, you open the Fitbit app, and then you come down to the Discover tab. Click on that and tap on Irregular Rhythm Notifications. If you look over on the right, you'll see on mine under Assessment and Reports, you'll see that I have the ECG app, but of course, since I'm in Canada, I don't have the 𝐼RN app available, but that's where you'd find it. Well, how accurate are the irregular rhythm notifications? To validate this, Fitbit just completed a large study involving over 500,000 patients. And this concluded that atrial fibrillation can be accurately detected using this technique. Now, how will I be notified if Fitbit sees signs of an irregular rhythm? Well, this is going to include two ways. Now, you have to remember you need to be resting or still for it to accurately record. Now, it's going to record over a period of 24 hours. It continually monitors your heart. And then it's going to analyze it and send you the data back with any notifications. So you'll get the notifications in one of two ways. You'll get a phone notification, such as you see on the top here, saying irregular rhythm notification. Or within the Fitbit app, you'll get a notification, as you see in the below slide. So you'd have to go to the app, open it up, and there you would see the notification. Now, how do I review my irregular rhythm details or history? Well, from the Discover tab, you'll go in and you'll open the Find Assessment and Reports section, And then you'll tap on the irregular rhythm notification. When you open it up, you'll see a history of the notifications that have been sent to you with the date and time, and if you've seen them or not. Now, if you do get an irregular rhythm notification, it is so important that you have this confirmed by your healthcare provider. Atrial fibrillation is a leading cause of stroke and can be prevented. Well, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Fitbit irregular rhythm notification. This is an important use of your smartwatch. Now, I've made over 12 videos about smartwatches, and I'll put the links below in the notes. And remember, if you want to be notified of new videos coming out, just click that notification button just below. Do it now so you don't forget. Till we see you again, have a great day.